There's an old Patek Philippe ad that still turns heads. A patrician father and son sit beside each other, elegantly dressed and staring off into the future. Below them, the headline reads, "You never actually own a Patek Philippe. You merely look after it for the next generation." It's a brilliant piece of copywriting because it skips right over the features and benefits of the watch. It doesn't bother telling you about tourbillons or Swiss movements. Instead, it whispers something we all want to believe. You matter. You have a place in the long line of significance. You're not buying a watch, you're buying immortality. But first, a story. A few years ago, I was doing a keynote in Madrid. After the talk, a man came up to me during the coffee break. He was proudly telling me about his family's deep roots in Spain, how they'd lived there for generations, how his surname went back centuries to the village of his family's origin. We were chatting about legacy and heritage, and I asked him a question I like to throw in sometimes when the concept of branding and legacy comes up, and people tell me they're doing something to be remembered. Can you name all 8 of your great-grandparents? He thought for a moment before admitting he couldn't. You probably can't either, but you're not alone. I've asked that question to audiences from Sao Paulo to Singapore, and no one ever can. These people were real. They struggled, loved, built families, maybe built businesses. They mattered. And they certainly mattered to you. After all, if it weren't for them, you wouldn't even be here. But less than 100 years later, they're already forgotten by the people who should care most about them. So the question isn't, will you be forgotten? The question is, what can you do today that might be remembered? Throughout history, there have only been 2 reliable paths to being remembered. You create something unforgettable, or you unforgettably destroy something. Artists, architects, poets, and composers are remembered because they make things that stick. Michelangelo, Shakespeare, Louis Armstrong, Robert Johnson, Miles Davis. Their fingerprints are all over our lives. The other path, less pleasant, but equally effective, is conquest. War leaders, revolutionaries, tyrants are remembered. Attila, Genghis Khan, Washington, Napoleon, Churchill, Hitler. Don't conflate them, just count them. These are the people history books preserve, not because they were good or bad, but because they changed the narrative. Which brings me to something going on that I find fascinating. President Trump doesn't need more money. He doesn't need more fame. He doesn't need more power. And he's certainly not an ideologue. So why does he keep putting himself through the grinder? Why all the rallies, the lawsuits, the endless media cycles? What does he personally have to gain from all this? It's simple. He wants to be remembered. He's reaching for forever. And yet, as Byron Shelley's sonnet Ozymandias reminds us, even the grandest legacies crumble. The once mighty king's statue lies in ruins, a testament to the impermanence of power and the futility of seeking eternal remembrance through monuments. As the inscription on the empty pedestal proclaims, "My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair." Yet nothing beside remains. Round the decay of that colossal wreck, boundless and bare, the lone and level sands stretch far away. So what about you? Most of us won't build a cathedral or conquer a continent, but we can shape our legacy. We can build companies that outlive us. We can teach, write, and inspire others. We can lead, and we can raise good humans. Because that's where the real legacy lives. Whether you're building a business, leading a team, or raising a family, the question is the same. What are you creating today that will outlive you tomorrow? As I often say from the stage, legacy isn't about what you leave behind. It's about what you put forward. And if you're looking for ways to help your team or audience think more deeply about your brand, your meaning, and your legacy, I keynote at conferences worldwide. I still have a few open dates for 2025, and I'd love to help shape the conversation your people will remember long after the lights go down. After all, you don't actually own your brand. You merely look after it for the next generation.